My God, I hate drugs.
Cotabato City Mayor Cynthia Sayadi urges voters to go out and exercise their right to vote. The mayor says she's been receiving reports that some teachers and voters were threatened not to vote in the plebiscite. Giani says in one incident, a resident complained that a teacher who is a poll facilitator gave the voter a ballot with a yes vote. The voter was supposed to receive a blank paper and would vote no. Giani has openly opposed Cotabato's inclusion in the new Bangsamoro region. The city had opposed inclusion in the current autonomous region in Muslim Mindanao.
I have been receiving reports na Johair Madag has threatened yung mga Christian residents last night. Pinasok niya sa lahat ng bahay. Inisa-isa niyang pasukin. So, yung mga residente doon talagang pinasok niya. And then this morning, he warned yung Christian voters not to go to the polling places or else they will be shot after plebiscite.
In other news, President Rodrigo Duterte visits the wake of the late retail magnate Henry C. Sr. Photographs from Malacanang show the president talking to the family of Mr. C. at the Heritage Memorial Park in Taguig City yesterday. Some cabinet members joined Mr. Duterte during the visit. Henry C. Sr. passed away in his sleep Saturday morning. He was 94. You're watching a special presentation of CNN Philippines. Coming up, Senator Coco Pimentel addresses the concerns of those who question the constitutionality of the Bangsamoro law. Stay with CNN Philippines. A bomb squad in Cotabato City had to disable a fragmentation grenade minutes before the polling precincts opened for the Bangsamoro plebiscite. The grenade was found at the corner of Sausa and San Juan Streets in Barangay Rosary Heights 1. Authorities covered the suspected grenade with sandbags before detonating. No one was injured in the incident. On Sunday night, an explosion also happened in Cotabato City. According to a police report, the incident occurred in Rosary Heights near the residence of Municipal Trial Court Judge Angelito Rasalanan at around 9 p.m. Sunday. No casualties and damage to properties were reported. Former Presidential Peace Advisor KA-DDS is emotional about the ongoing Bangsamoro plebiscite. The Bangsamoro Organic Law was once called the Bangsamoro Basic Law or BBL under the Aquino administration, where DDS worked as peace advisor for 6 years. Speaking to the source, DDS shares how long advocates have been waiting for this day to happen.
Well, I think more emotional than I had thought I would be. It's been a long time waiting. So all hopes, all prayers for the Bangsamoro. What is important is that it will create and draw faith back in their future. And that's important in creating jobs. So maybe economically it may take time, but hopefully not as long as it would need.
DDS admits challenges remain with the implementation of the new Bangsamoro law.
It will not solve all of the security problems. There are going to be other lawless elements, but you have a full force that were formerly fighting government, now committed to keep the peace, now to have a stake in the peace. I will imagine that even those lawless elements are, that many of their members are going to begin to think twice. I have no doubt that security-wise, this is so important. It is in fact essential.
Catch the full interview of former Secretary DDS on The Source later at 2 in the afternoon and tonight at 7:30 p.m. A check on the weather now. Tropical Depression Amang has maintained its strength while remaining over the eastern seaboard of eastern Samar. In its latest bulletin, Pag-asa says moderate to heavy rains will prevail over eastern Visayas and the Bicol region. Amang was last spotted in the vicinity of Giwan, eastern Samar. Weather officials say it is expected to weaken into a low-pressure area in the next 12 to 24 hours. Meanwhile, storm warning signal number 1 has been lifted over areas in Mindanao, but the same storm signal number is still raised over northern Samar, eastern Samar, Biliran, and Leyte. Over in Luzon, the provinces of Sorsogon and Masbate, including Ticao Island, are also under signal number 1. Fisherfolk and those with small seacraft are advised not to venture out over the seaboards of these areas. Yellow rainfall warning is also raised over eastern Samar. This means flooding is possible in low-lying areas and along river channels, as well as landslides in mountainous regions. Meanwhile, Metro Manila and the rest of Luzon, as well as areas where the Bangsamoro plebiscite is happening, may expect generally fair weather with some isolated rain showers due to the effects of the northeast monsoon or the hanging amihan and some localized thunderstorms. Cagayan Valley, Aurora, and Quezon Province will have cloudy skies with light rains because of the amihan. Let's now talk to Pag-asa weather forecaster Christopher Perez. Christopher, good afternoon to you.
Hi, good afternoon, Miss Pinky.
So, Christopher, nasa na si Amang right now? It's still signal number 1 over 8 areas because of Amang.
Yes, we still have tropical cyclone warning signal number 1 over the provinces of Sorsogon and Masbate, including Ticao Island, as well as over northern Samar, eastern Samar, Biliran, and Leyte. These areas are expected to experience moderate to heavy rains and winds of up to 60 kilometers per hour. So we continue to warn residents over these areas to be alert against possible flash floods and landslides, and to continue to coordinate with their local government as well as with the disaster risk reduction management officials for any possible precautionary measures against flash floods and landslides. Meanwhile, we are expecting the tropical depression to weaken into a low pressure area within maybe 12 to 24 hours. However, it is expected to continue to bring moderate to heavy rains over eastern Visayas and portions of the Bicol region. That is why we advise our kababayans over the Bicol region and eastern Visayas to continue monitoring the 3-hourly update of Pag-asa regarding tropical depression.
Yeah, so what you're saying is even if it will be downgraded within the next 12 to 24 hours, these people in the areas of eastern Visayas and the Bicol region can still expect some rain, even moderate rain.
Yes, Pinky, because based from the latest satellite imagery, the rain-bearing clouds are concentrated north of the depression, where in these areas, the Bicol region and the eastern Samar area, or eastern Visayas areas, are situated. So regardless of the intensity, it will not dissipate immediately. These rain-bearing clouds are not expected to dissipate immediately. That is why we still advise everybody, especially those in this on the aforementioned regions, Bicol region, eastern Visayas, to continue monitoring for the updates about Amang.
But until when will Amang stay inside Philippine territory?
If it dissipates within 12 to 24 hours, then it will become a low pressure area, and possibly beyond the 24-hour period, it will continue to remain or may possibly totally dissipate. So we are expecting this one to be downgraded into a low pressure area 12 to 24 hours from now, and beyond that period, possibly it will dissipate.
Chairman of the Moro Islamic Liberation Front, or MILF, is confident the Bangsamoro Organic Law will be ratified. In an interview on The Source, MILF Chair Alhaj Murad Ibrahim says he's confident of a yes vote on the law. Murad also gives his thoughts on areas outside the current autonomous region in Muslim Mindanao that may be included in the new Bangsamoro region.
We are very satisfied that at least we see that there is an overwhelming support from our people on the plebiscite. So we are very optimistic that the BOL will be ratified. There are still some opposition, especially the local government in Cotabato City. But as far as the people of the area, the inhabitants of Cotabato City, both the Christians and the Muslims are very supportive of the inclusion of Cotabato City. But then it is the local government that is not supporting. So what we're apprehensive of is there will be some kind of manipulation in the result of the election. Because if there is no manipulation, no intervention, intimidations and others, there will be an overwhelming yes in Cotabato City. Lanao del Norte, we are not. I think the chances is around as of now is still 50-50 chance. In Isabela City, we have about 80% to 90% chances of being included. In the other barangays in North Cotabato, all the local governments in the area, the mayors, the governors, are very supportive in the inclusion of the 49 barangays who petitioned to be part of the function hall.